The people up here that spoke, they're very high quality people. I know all of them personally. They're good characters, they do well, they help others. Surround yourself with good people and you will never be alone.
Hey everybody, this is Carlin from In the City TV, and tonight we are at So You Think That You Can Network. It is exactly what it sounds like, a networking event for entrepreneurs of Chicago, Chicago professionals. One of the really awesome things they're having here tonight is a panel discussion teaching you guys some really cool tips and tricks on networking, the do's and don'ts. So if you guys stay tuned, we're going to go find some really fun people to interview and show you guys everything that you missed. So stick around.
I just want to say thank you for coming out tonight. The most important thing, I guess, like listening to everybody here, is the first step is taking the initiative and coming out.
Hey guys, I am standing here with a culinary master, Chef Fredo. How are you doing today, sir?
I am awesome. I am loving this event, great networking, and great possibilities just arising.
I want to tell you guys, my main thing is whether you are an image for TV, or a fashion designer, a business person, you got to watch the small things, the social things. Like, say you had a bad day, you can't write, "I hate my boss" on your status.
Just don't overlook how much you can network using social media platforms. I don't know who your customers are, but they might be on Twitter, they might be on Facebook. Engage with them.
So you got to watch that, and even like politics, like people are saying politics, like I'm a big supporter of, but I don't write that because I do have fans.
It's really important to know who you are, know what your business is, what are you selling, what's the product, what's the purpose behind the business, what you want to do, who your audience is, because you're not just reaching out to anybody, you can't just post wherever. I do think it's really important to be relatable and relevant, and a couple people said authentic and genuine.
You know, social media is the cheapest way to promote your business. So if you find ways to create that publicity, to get your brand out there, there is no reason why you should say, hey, I don't have a budget for it. Find time, and you will find that budget that will actually produce in return.
Yelp is a huge thing. I highly advise all of you guys to, one, get involved with it, two, try to get as many people involved with it so that they become avid Yelpers and start leaving reviews. Because I know myself, when I go to a new company, or if I'm going to research after I get a card from you guys, I'm probably going to go on Yelp and see your reviews. So, you know, those reviews kind of speak volumes about yourselves as well as your company. So get on Yelp, do yourself a favor. Hopefully get good responses. If you get negative responses, the advice is respond to those people and say you're part of the story, because remember, there's always three parts to the story. There's yours, theirs, and the truth.
So I always tell people networking is work. Make sure on top of that it's a newspaper test. Whatever you guys do out there is going to be for the public to see. So be watchful, be careful what you say. One thing that you guys got to realize, you have to learn from the young people too. I did not know what Instagram was until a 19-year-old told me that. So we don't want to wait to get Instagram when you're 10 years from now. You want to do it right away. So it's important that as much as young people are learning from you, you're learning from young people.
When I talked to you, Swoop, and I said, let's do a networking event, they said, all right, let's do it, figure it out, let's work together. Cruise is amazing. If you have a business, please swoop it.
So YouSwoop is Chicago's largest daily deal website. We're only in Chicago. So we've got about 200,000 members in our database. We call them swoopers. And basically what we do is we like to work with a lot of medium to smaller sized businesses and help them just market what they do to our swoopers.
Well, networking's huge, especially even like events like this. When I would meet someone, whether I'm in the business or at like a shoot, you get their card, you email them, and you follow up. People always think, like, I get that email, I'm done, I'm cool. No, you gotta do it again and again and follow up. Be careful, don't be too crazy. Like, don't go too hardcore, but do it professionally. Be like, hey, I just wanted to follow up from that interview or from that talk that we just had. This is just, you know, be persistent, because, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the cheese, or whatever the saying is. Something like that. You know what I get.
I know exactly what you're saying. And that's solid sound advice. I think it is something exactly like you said. It's kind of a little nerve-wracking, though, sometimes to follow up. So how do you know if you're being too pushy, or what would you say is the general rule for after this amount of time you follow up?
You got to kind of trust your own instincts, and if you feel like you're going a little bit cray, you should calm it down maybe a little bit. Give a little time, because sometimes people don't check their emails for a while. They have so many emails. So like if you don't email them, wait maybe 2 weeks. If you have the luxury to wait 2 weeks, wait 2 weeks. Be like, hey, I just want to check in again. I hope all's well. So, be persistent, but just do it with professional moderation.
My thing is, I live by, you have to be your biggest PR person. You are your biggest PR person.
Jeff actually also was on the panel discussion tonight at this event, and one of the things that you mentioned was that your social media platforms are going to be one of the biggest helps for you in PR, right? So what does that mean?
Well, I mean, you are your best PR engine. You got to watch yourself. No one's going to watch you better than you. Like, you can hire, and I mean, hiring PR is great, and I support them, and I love PR in Chicago. But you have to be first your own PR person, because, you can make or break yourself, and especially your own personal Facebook, Twitters, Instagram. So watch what you say and watch what you write. It's all about how you got to think. You got to sit back and be like, how do I want to be perceived by people? And you can't always be the same. You can't post and write and say the way that your friend that's a school teacher is. If you have like a certain business or a certain TV show or such, you have to put yourself almost of a pedestal that you need to be a little bit different and be taken a little bit more seriously. So you got to watch you do and say a little bit more.
How did you hear about this networking event, and what have you thought of it thus far?
Well, I actually got an email, and it felt light. And when things feel light, then I go with it. And I think it's a nice event. It's a way that all different types of people can connect that normally wouldn't even connect maybe. And we can share about our businesses and learn from each other and just have fun.
We are here with somebody really exciting, Miss Shari Duffy. You are the organizer and host of this, so you think that you can network.
Yes.
Congratulations, first off, on this amazing event. How did you pull it off?
Well, I brought in U-Swoop, and then I picked an amazing panel. We had key speakers talk about tips, things to avoid, as well as their opinions on social media. The panel was very diverse. I think people that really want to grow their business took a lot out of this. Many networking events lately are, 2 hours of open bar, everybody's bumping into each other, no one's really talking. So I want to try to tweak it a little bit, get people talking, turning their phones off, listening to what other people have to say. Every guest tonight is going to get a copy of everyone's email, Twitter handle, Facebook page, and when they receive a message, they're going to understand where it came from. So it's not going to be, Shari, did you give my email to someone? Like, did you sell your list? Like, what is going on? So this is an open forum. You want to be liked, shared, tweeted. This is the place. We hope to do it again.
What's been your favorite thing about this So You Think You Can Network event thus far?
I met over 100 people, and I counted them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get all their contact information?
Oh, yeah.